Welcome back to Charles Herbert Flowers High School, a mecca of excellence where our Jaguars hustle harder by exhibiting hard work, utilize resources, our success-oriented tenacious leaders exceeding expectations. Welcome to another wonderful week of instruction here at our mecca of excellence. We now have 12 days prior to the end of Christmas break, and we need to make sure that we're focusing on teaching and learning. So everybody's been asking me this morning, Mr. Brown, how are you going to address the events from this weekend? How are you going to address the stuff that was put out there on Twitter? And, you know, I've been thinking about it because Saturday afternoon I was, alerted that this stuff was going on. And because Twitter is an open feed, that's the first thing you guys need to understand, is that when you post stuff on open feeds, the world can see them. And you can always be traced back to who you are, who the person is that's making the threat, that's making the statement, that's attempting to expose somebody. It can always be traced back to you. You cannot hide behind the veil of anonymity. Some of you think you can, but you can't. So the first thing is, why would you be simple enough to do something that could impact the rest of your life? Why would you and not even the egregious stuff. I mean, when you start putting people's names, teachers' names out there to create little polls, you think this stuff is cute, you think it's funny, but behind that, there are real people that are impacted by this stuff, and it is a classic case of cyberbullying using a federal line, which is a federal offense. Why would you want to have the U.S. Department of Justice knocking on your door? Because you thought you didn't have anything else to do on Friday and Saturday, so you created these dumb little polls to try to expose or to make light or to entertain. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, but I said I wasn't going to go in, but I kind of just did. But I want to have a real conversation with you guys. So the first thing is, I really, 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 really love Charles Flowers High School for a bunch of reasons. But the most important to me is that there are 2,200 kids in this school, and I'm telling you, the overwhelming majority of them are really, really, really good kids. I mean, really special children. When I have conversations, and I live right here in the community. Yeah, somebody said, we know where you live. Yeah, you know where I live. Come rake my leaves. Help me out. So yeah, when I have conversations in the community about what's really special about Charles Flowers, I talk about you guys. I talk about your commitment. I talk about the great things you're doing in the community. I talk about, how the TV productions program is being highlighted by Donna Edwards. I talk about how the robotics program goes and they beat everybody everywhere. I talk about our Academy of Finance and our Science and Tech and our ROTC. And I talk about just the individual students at Charles Flowers that are just every day coming to school and really trying to be about their business, man. And that is absolutely the overwhelming majority of you guys. And I really appreciate that out of 2,200 kids, I can say that with the exception of about 45 kids who just don't know how to make good decisions, that you guys are really on point. Now, with that being said, there's a couple things that you got to do. So in the world, you got to recognize that there are some people that are just lost. And they make really bad choices. And if you align yourself with them, see, from a distance, nobody knows who the fool is. So if you align yourself with the fool, then people are going to start thinking that you're a fool too. So when we start thinking about this as it relates to the cyber world, right? When somebody says something stupid on Twitter or Snapchat or wherever, whenever they do something stupid, if you like it, or if you smiley face or whatever it is that you do to support or condone it, you look just as stupid as they do. So as angry as I am about those that created these posts, I'm really disappointed by a lot of you guys that were going on there laughing, putting a little cry eyes. I got to ask you what that stuff is. What does the cry eyes mean? Oh, that means people are laughing. Okay, I get that. So when you do stuff like that, you align yourself with the fools, right? And I know that you guys are leaders, so what I was expecting to see, and at the end I started to see kids, that were liking when somebody was saying this is wrong, it needs to stop. People that were coming out and saying this is not funny. You know, when you got to have enough heart to stand up in the face of the fools that are posting nonsense. So somebody posts a poll and you know, you see that they're putting some of your classmates out there. You know, somebody could very simply say this is not funny. Now, or somebody could simply say, you know, no smiles. You know, this is cyberbullying. You know, something along those lines. And I know a lot of you guys are fearful of doing that because you don't want to be involved in what goes next. But until you stand up to the idiots, until you stand up to the fools, then you fall prey to the nonsense that they do. So you guys know who the fools are. The fools expose themselves every day. The fools don't need polls. You don't need to poll to find out who the clowns are. The clowns are the people that you see every day doing the same nonsense. And when you give them the credence of following them or liking them or prescribing to their nonsense, then you give them energy and you give them power. And the last thing we want to do at our Mecca of Excellence is give power to clowns. So we're not going to do that here. I'm going to deal with and work with the police to deal with the people that were putting that nonsense out there. And I'm serious. Talking about my house, you know where I live, come rake my leaves. I'll make you some hot cocoa and put it on the steps. Real talk. Stop playing with me like I'm one of these little kids out here. That's the only thing I'm going to say when it comes to that. All right, so how much time I got? I'm good? Okay. All right, so I want to talk about the last thing, and we're going to transition to this video that I want you all to see, is distractions, right? When I walk through the hallways every day, I see kids that are so focused on their video game. No, they got it through the video, so. Okay, so I see people walking down the hallway, staring at their phones, listening to their music, not communicating with one another. I see people that are more engaged about what's going on Twitter than they are what's going on in their real lives. I see people that are not paying attention to the world around them, and because of that, the world is passing them by. You know, it's not just you guys. You know, when I go out to dinner with my family and I look around and I see people sitting with their families and everybody staring at their cell phone, it just says to me how distracted we are as a society, right? And we got to get away from this. We got to get away from being so distracted by these outside forces that we forget what's really important. The love that we have for our family, our education, making sure that we're taking care of our community. These are the things that are truly important, and we're absolutely distracted away from them when we pay attention and we give credence to the nonsense that we did this weekend. So I want to go ahead and cue up a video. I want you guys to pay attention to it very closely. It shares a very important message that I think is very close to my heart, and I know a lot of you guys would appreciate as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cue up that video. Can we go ahead and do that?
Did you know the average person spends 4 years of his life looking down at his cell phone? Kinda ironic, ain't it? How these touch screens can make us lose touch. But it's no wonder in a world filled with iMacs, iPads, and iPhones, so many eyes, so many selfies, not enough us's and we's. See, technology has made us more selfish and separate than ever. Cause while it claims to connect us, connection has gotten no better. And let me express first, Mr. Zuckerberg, not to be rude, but you should reclassify Facebook to what it is, an anti-social network. Cause while we may have big friend lists, so many of us are friendless all alone. Cause friendships are more broken than the screens on our very phones. We sit at home on our computers measuring self-worth by numbers of followers and likes. Ignoring those who actually love us, it seems we'd rather write an angry post than talk to someone who might actually hug us. Am I bugging? You tell me, cause I asked a friend the other day, let's meet up face to face. They said, all right, what time you wanna Skype? I responded with OMG, SRS, and then a bunch of SMHs and realized, what about me? Do I not have the patience to have conversation without abbreviation? This is the generation of media overstimulation. Chats have been reduced to snaps. The news is 140 characters. Videos are 6 seconds at high speed. And you wonder why ADD is on the rise faster than 4G LTE. But get a load of this. Studies show the attention span of the average adult today is 1 second lower than that of a goldfish. So if you're one of the few people or aquatic animals that have yet to click off or close this video, congratulations. Let me finish by saying you do have a choice, yes. But this one, my friends, we cannot autocorrect. We must do it ourselves. Take control or be controlled, make a decision. Me? No longer do I want to spoil a precious moment by recording it with a phone. I'm just gonna keep them. I don't want to take a picture of all my meals anymore. I'm just gonna eat them. I don't want the new app, the new software, or the new update. And if I want to post an old photo, who says I have to wait until Thursday? I'm so tired of performing in the pageantry of vanity and conforming to this accepted form of digital insanity. Call me crazy, but I imagine a world where we smile when we have low batteries. Cause that'll mean we'll be one bar closer to humanity.
So we need to move away from this digital insanity, guys. We need to focus on things that are really important. The love that's shared with us. We have to focus on what our future looks like. How we have to focus on getting this education. We got to focus on doing these things, man, that's going to make us be the leaders in the 21st century, guys. I love you guys. I want nothing but the best for you. But you got to have the courage to move away from the cowards and do what's right by our school community. I'm Mr. Brown. Don't have a good week. Have a great week.